Tweet, dang it. Tweet. Welcome back to Against the Iron Storm. I'm Dread Canary. The game is Against the Storm, and we are continuing our Iron Man run where I play every difficulty twice, then increase the difficulty, and we continue doing that until such time as we lose, at which point I have to reset all progress, play through the tutorial again, and start over from the easiest difficulty. Let's see how far we can get. Now, if we go to Deeds, we can see that we continue to have lost no games. We are on an odd number, meaning that I do not increase the difficulty this time. Let's see, Watchtower. Discovering glades doesn't increase hostility. Well, I love that, and I love that on the Scarlet Orchard, where there is a fun minigame with various kinds of glades where you can find archaeological sites. An alternate way of getting 3 reputation in one go, and I adore it. So, since we're not increasing difficulty, that means we are still on Prestige 6. We're going to call ourselves something like Archaeopteryx? Octeryx? There, that sounds delightfully Latin-ish. And let's pick our caravan. So, 9 humans. Don't love that. 8 harpies and 2 randos. I love this for the size, but I don't love it for the harpies. For some reason, I just really like lizards in the Scarlet Orchard. I don't know if it's optimal, but there's just something about lizard archaeologists that feels right to me. So I'm going to go ahead and go with this. Now, in the Scarlet Orchard, I do tend to have trouble with food. So it is tempting to bring a small farm on the upside or find fertile ground, but on the other hand, if I don't find fertile ground, then the farm is worthless. The herbalist camp would be much better if I was bringing harpies, but I'm not doing that. And I definitely do want oil for early dangerous glades. In fact, let's go ahead and do oil. Let's get some extra people, and let's use our remaining 2 points to get not bricks. Can't get bricks. That takes 3, and I want people. To get some extra meat. Meat sounds good. Let's go with this. Now, I should be able to beat this. I have been playing Prestige 20 on my For Fun run, and we're at about a 50%, 45% win rate there. So, this should be easy, though of course I don't have everything unlocked on this save file. Let's take a look at our mysteries. We have soil reclamation. Resource nodes depleted during the drizzle spawn fertile soil. Now, last time I saw this, the phrasing was wrong. That if you discovered a resource node during drizzle and then later depleted it, you'd get fertile soil. I don't know if they've patched that or if the wording's just wrong, but that was my experience last time this happened. It's very cool. I love the fantasy of being able to get fertile ground out of other resources. I just don't know if it's accurately described. Lightning. Villagers need to create makeshift lightning rods at the beginning of the storm. Pay 5 copper times the number of years, or lightning will destroy 3 buildings. This is really fun, very flavorful, and not actually all that bad because we are on the Scarlet Orchard where there is copper in the trees. So I suspect that I will have the spare copper for several years. Cold snap. We need complex food or people are going to eat twice as much food. Don't mind that. Melancholy. We need complex food and housing or people are going to get more unhappy as the storm goes on. That's a bit trickier. That one I can't just ignore. I will have the housing. It's the complex food that's going to be a bit of an issue with the way I make my civilization. And then insatiable hunger. 10% chance of consuming twice the amount of food, scaling with hostility. Okay. Oh, hey. There we go. Let's make that chair go a little bit less back. And as you can tell, it is an old chair, so it is quite squeaky. Now, of course, the Watchtower means I can open glades without increasing hostility. We've got the usual Royal Archaeologist and Buried Mysteries for being on the Scarlet Orchard. We need our more points. We've got our faster sys generation. This is not a problem. The most recent update means this is just not an issue. Blueprints cost more. People leave faster. Buildings require more materials. And, of course, people eat more. So, food is basically always going to be a problem from now on. And what is this layout? This layout is weird. Okay. Now, on the Scarlet Orchard, I don't like the way the trees... Like, the trees don't work well with my I want to make straight lines kind of aesthetic. So we are just going to leave these as my default of do not open any glades unless I mark them. And let me tell you, that was a huge quality of life improvement when they added that setting. We are going to add a trapper's camp. We're going to add ourselves a forager's camp. We're going to add ourselves a stonecutter's camp. And we're going to run out of parts doing so. This should be a human for that extra time. This should be not picked up. No, just go. Okay, it should be 4 beavers. This should be a beaver and 2 lizards. I know I've got at least 1 viewer, but they're not saying anything yet. Hi, chat. Let me know when you want to engage. It is always great when you do, but even if you don't, I'm so glad you're here. Okay, we've got 11 people. All right. So 11 people means 4 shelters, and let's go ahead and increase our speed. Ooh, mushroom multiplier is huge if I can get a good way to get mushrooms early on. I probably won't, because you need the... Wait. Yeah, you need the herbalist camp, and you need a patch of mushrooms, or you need a cornerstone that lets every farm plant mushrooms. But the fungal guide can be good. I don't love amber for trade goods, means I have to be making trade goods. I don't... Like, normally I would love the prayer book, but on the Scarlet Orchard with the Archaeologist office, you've got the ability to get scaling glade events speed. So, prayer book doesn't sound that great. Some fossils contain surprises. Gain 2 amber for every 20 sea marrow produced. I think we are going to get a lot of sea marrow. So we're going to go with golden marrow here. Chat says, I know you're worried about food, but it sounds like 2 of the debuffs are taken care of once you get the complex food. Yes. 2 of them are. But then they immediately get undone by this insatiable hunger that's going to be eating twice as much. So we are going to need a ridiculous amount of processing of complex food to have basically twice as much complex food per person as you normally would. Prayer book never sounds great. It's a really good buff, even if you don't love the name. Okay, so get humans up to 25 resolve in the next 7.5 minutes to get permanent grain influx. I don't think I can do it. If I get them housed, that gets them to 16. We favor them, that gets them to 21. That still leaves us 4 away. If I then build that, that gets us to 23. I don't see us making joyful humans. Let's pause for a moment, though, and let's take a look at our buildings. The supplier is always a favorite of mine, especially when I've got the farm blueprint. The cookhouse is really good here. I mean, so is the brewery, but the brewery is only good if I can get a tavern. Let's go ahead and get the cookhouse. Monastery. Monastery. I mean, the carpenter would let me get simple tools, but I already got the supplier to get planks. So this is kind of a waste. The increased herbalist camp goes... would go really well had I gone the mushroom route, but I didn't. I don't really want a second farm. As good as the plantation is, going in on a second farm before you have any fertile ground is just too much. So I'm going to get the monastery here. And let me check something. 13. 15. Okay. Okay. This might be nuts, but I'm going to try it. Okay. Booming economy. Yes. Well, yeah, because I don't want to sell relics, not in the Scarlet Orchard. And then we have... I love 3-packs. Flat +1s to production is so good, because then those +1s get doubled whenever you get the double chance for production up and running. And we know how much I love the double chance for production. Okay, we want a crude workstation immediately. And I think if I've got 11, yeah. Now this needs bricks and planks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 guys in here. I'm going to raise this to the highest priority, which is, I know, but we're doing it. And let's raise this to the highest priority too. Oh, right. Oh, hey, yeah. Okay, okay. You know, I honestly thought this was going to be harder than it was. I'm like, oh, getting them to 25, that's going to be difficult. Does it instantly? Okay. Well. There's grain for the rest of the game. Plus a pile of people. Love that. You know, I probably should have waited just to optimize until the Queen's Impatience had gone up a little bit more. But you know what? At least I didn't forget to do it, so I'm okay with this. Now, over here, how do I want to do this? I think what we're going to want is we're going to want a supplier first. And the supplier needs 8 and 3. So we're going to set a cap of planks at 8. We're going to turn off pipes. And it was 3... what? Ah, bricks. Okay. Do I already have the bricks? I already have the bricks. That's beautiful. So we're just going to say 8, and we're going to say that we want that first. And then we're going to put a cap of 20 on both of these. I've got some lizards running around getting housing up. Well, I guess I've got a spare human running around getting housing up because the lizards are getting us food. Make another temporary house. And we are 100% going to move this wall later. But for now, it's just a way to get a +2 global resolve buff. You know, if I favor lizards... they lose unhappiness pretty slowly, so I think we're okay without it. I need to figure out a way to make chat. I've got these nice big monitors which are beautiful and I love them, but I need to make a way to make chat a little more obvious so I don't have to like turn all the way to see any comments. Let's go ahead and open up a glade. Which glade do we want? I think we want this glade. This glade looks nice. Let's go ahead and say that we want all of this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take these guys, move them right up against that little crook, and let's make more beavers. Get out, become beavers. Thank you. How are we looking on workers? Okay, so I do have some spare workers. Let's put some humans in here, and... ooh, okay. So I'm ignoring back to nature. I don't love losing all stored food. That's just terrible. Especially since, I mean, I've got ways of getting food coming in. Gaining meat and grain for completed glade events could be good. Workers' rations. I love our chance for production crit, but 25% chance of consuming twice as much food during break when we're already gonna have 50% chance of consuming twice as much. No, thank you. We're gonna get protected trade. because it means that if we start to snowball, we're going to be able to keep the hostility in the floor. Like, there's going to be no hostility here. Because we'll be able to just sell so much stuff. You know, I've been meaning to take this building, and I keep forgetting. Did I not take the small farm blueprint? I didn't take the small farm blueprint. Okay. Well, ignore everything I've been saying. Let's get the... We're getting free grain. We're getting free grain already. We've got a building that makes flour. So I don't know if I need the small farm. Maybe I just take the plantation. Or, because it's useful now, I take... the brickyard feels bad, though, because crystallized dew isn't really a thing on this map, because I can use copper. There's going to be so much copper. Let's take the plantation and call it good. What is our dangerous event? It is the Harmony Spirit Altar. Okay. Which I don't have a lot of good stuff to do. Let's go ahead and get this and bank on it becoming useful later. Its downside is that people who are unhappy leave faster, so it's really good to get it early before anyone's unhappy so they don't leave. Yeah, see, I guarantee that I have not depleted all of these during Drizzle. So I think it's that they were discovered during Drizzle. But I'd like to point out that's quite a lot of fertile ground. Tuck this somewhere out of the way for now. A free brick oven when I've already got... Yeah, I think this is good. But we'd have to have 8 humans and get them pretty happy. But, I mean, getting them pretty happy shouldn't be that hard. Let's do this. I love free blueprints. Free blueprints are great. Make beavers happy for faster wood cutting and some tools and biscuits. Or just have 20 coal and 12 building materials. We've already got a good building materials building to be able to make another hearth and some tools and coats. I don't care about the coats. I love the 15% worker speed. Yeah, let's do happy beavers. Looks like this game we're going to focus on our people's happiness. How many parts do we have? We have, I was just looking at it, 14. That's a forager's camp. This is a harvester's camp. Got a couple of unhoused people that we want to fix. Okay, so they're building that, so we don't make planks anymore. The supplier is a harpy building, so let's go ahead and make planks. We're going to say we want up to 50 planks. We're going to put a lizard. Let's put 2 lizards in here. And don't make water skins, but do make flour if we run out of planks to make. And then we're going to set up a beaver house here. And in fact, I'm going to start focusing these on getting the area behind our hearth, because that seems like the best place for me to put housing. So we're just going to go ahead and start getting some housing there. Food is okay. Let's set a lizard into the harvester's camp here. Start collecting them reeds. You can make cloth out of anything, and you can make bricks out of stone. We're going to end up with some weirdly shaped farms over here from these patches of... What? Yeah, really weirdly shaped farms. That's okay. I might not use all of it, just because I kind of want some of that space for buildings. Small trappers camp is nothing nearby. Okay. Well, let's move you out of the way. We'll add a second one up here. And this is finished. And this needs planks and bricks, which we have. How are we coming on those planks? We are almost done. So let's set 3 lizards on rebuilding a butcher. And people are unhappy, which of course we don't want. But they're not so unhappy that I need to take them off of work just yet. Okay, and if I do this... you know what? I'm getting a little nervous here. So we're going to fire these guys to lower the hostility. We're going to bring them over here, and we're going to try to just rush into this area just as soon as the storm lifts. And while we're at it, we're going to do this real quick. There we go. And now we immediately rehire our beavers. And since we are kind of focused on getting in there, I'm going to grab a second woodcutting camp and just bring it over here as well. Let's actually clean up what we're cutting and try to focus our way right in that little narrow corridor. Get in there as soon as possible. Got pretty even groups, so I'm thinking humans. 20 reed, 20 clay for every discovered glade. That seems useful. Well, the +1 packs would help us do this 3 packs order, and it would also help us with any kind of provisions we want to make going forward for trade routes. But I think the exploration contract is better in terms of just raw resources to make stuff. Our butcher is built. That's wonderful. Okay. Now, on the Scarlet Orchard, you always want anything that gives you ancient tablets. They're just really, really good. Of course, the downside is that it makes your gatherers deeply unhappy. So, we need to fire a gatherer. And fire a couple of gatherers here. Just gonna slide these right out of the way, just kind of whoop. Just kind of whoop them right out of the way here. Getting rid of that. We're gonna make that a lizard house because I like the look of it. This is a new pattern for housing that I haven't really done much before, but I've really been enjoying on my personal save file, the one that's not for you guys, where I just make a ring of housing all the way around the hearth. It makes sure they're in the radius. Overall, it's just really kind of fun. I'd also like to point out this is a provisioner, which is great. We're going to be able to have a second place to make flour, but also packs of provisions, which are the basis of a good trading empire. Hashtag housing for beavers will be completed with that. And then I'm thinking this. And a couple of lizard houses. We'll delete these two. Excuse me. We will delete these. There we go. Food is gonna be a bit of an issue. These human foragers are out of work to do. Oh wait, no, there's plenty of wheat up here, so let's have them go get that. And let's move this way. And let's move this just a little bit this way. And let's see what we can do as far as farm placement goes, because... Okay, that would get us 7. Okay, now if we go here, this gets us... 7? I don't understand why this is considered fertile ground. I'll take it, I just don't understand why it's considered fertile ground. If I go here... we can get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I go on this side, we can get 12. How are you guys coming? Oh, 9 seconds. Awesome. There we go. Small foragers camp. Oh right, those are big deposits. Exactly. Yeah, they are in fact out of stuff they can do, and there's no deposits for any of that. Wonderful. Okay, so having gotten a little more information, I'm thinking that what we want to do is we want to put our plantation... Let's see, that's 9 on the right, and then another 2, so that's 11. If we go here, that's 4 plus 8. That's 12. If we went here, we would be getting 9. But I feel like if I go here, it's the most contiguous. No, you know what? We're going to do this. Watch me just agonizing over the optimal placement of farms. That's what you're all here for, right? Optimal farm placement content? That's why you guys watch me? I don't know why else you'd watch me. Let's see. So... we will go ahead and... Oh, I hate the way that looks, though. Now, the reason I'm giving up on the plant fiber is because we've got reeds coming in this side, and we've got reeds coming in for free every time we open a glade. So there's no reason for me to plant fiber. Plus, with the existence of flour from the supplier, that plus berries will let us make pie and biscuits with the pie and biscuits buildings. Speaking of the pie and biscuits buildings, how do I want to do this? I think I actually want this here, which means as soon as you're done, we're going to move this to this side. We're going to just whoop that around the side like so. Let's take a look. You don't actually... Hold on. Yeah, I like the look of this. I don't know if it's optimal. It's a bit far away, but I like the look of it. Let's go ahead and do this. Open 5 glades? No. Turn in... Well, 5 glades, yes, because we don't have any hostility for doing that. I do not want to do this. Nope. 2 ancient tablets plus 3 glades. I don't want to do anything where I have to lose ancient tablets. Welcome new villagers found in glades, or serve ale for 2 minutes. Gets us a free cellar. Let's do Lost in the Woods. I know, the Queen's getting impatient, but when's she not getting impatient? This is fine. Meanwhile, let us rebuild this. And let's see. We don't have anything we can do for skewers. Let's turn off skewers, turn off pigment. But we are going to we are going to use berries, which we don't have yet. So we're just not going to staff this yet. People are unhappy, but that's kind of okay. And you know, I'm actually going to move this spirit altar right here. And I feel like if I wanted to run a road like that, it would make a lot of sense. Okay, people are overly unhappy, so let's go ahead and make them less so. And queue up this glade to go next. Alright, now let's take a look at our hearth. We've got 16, which means we need at least 2, though I would prefer 4 more houses around this thing. And we've got a couple of unhappy people, so let's go ahead and put a lizard house and 2 human houses, just to get our current people... Oh, nope, misclick that. Current people housed. All farms can plant mushrooms. Okay. +1 global resolve when we sell stuff. Newcomers arrive faster. Let's go with... Okay, you know what? Check this out. We have 0 food. An old forbidden ritual increases yields by 100% in all buildings that use fertile soil, but you lose all stored food. What stored food? We're going to go back to nature, people. So now they're going to produce 12 berries, which is great. We want beavers. Hey, look, beavers. Okay. And we have, yep, so let's get ourselves a 3rd woodcutter's camp. There are so many buildings still that I need to build, but, you know, we're getting there. Alright, and we can do this with nothing. We don't have anything that does that. Okay, well, first off, beavers. These are large deposits. Large deposits. Yep, okay. That's a clothier. That'll be useful. We will want a stonecutter's camp back here. We didn't take anything. Oh, we did take the thing with Sea Marrow. Beautiful. That's going to get us some free amber. And then we want... Not click on my hearth. Okay. We want a market somewhere out of the way that I don't plan on expanding to. So I'm thinking... Space right behind here is a bit of a premium location. So let's not do that. Let's go ahead and put the trading post, I guess. Oh, I love that. Let's put it here. This is just going to be a wild-looking town. We are abandoning all sense of order and decorum. Oh, that's actually not that bad. Okay. So, to do this, we need 20 cosmetics or incense, or 4 more fabric. Are we going to have the fabric anytime soon? How's that fabric coming? Not particularly soon. So I'm willing to buy 4 more fabric. 1, 2, 3, 4. And getting an upgraded herbalist camp sounds amazing. So let's pay 13. So this is our wish list. It costs 2 wildfire essence per hearth right now. And so I'm going to want to keep this because we are almost at capacity. If I sell all of my wood will get us there. So let's go ahead and do that. You're like, why would you sell all of your wood? Well, for one thing, we now have sea marrow coming in, so I'm going to take us off the wood standard for burning and put us on sea marrow. Secondly, we've upgraded our herbalist camp, which... where are you? We have the tools for, so I can put this here and make berries. We can put 2 humans in here. And we want to collect our ancient tablets, go. And we want to put our lizards in here. And while they can't really make skewers, they can make biscuits. Because, where's my flour? Let's go ahead and turn that down so they make flour. And we can turn in another order, which will get us 2 people, but we don't have food. So I'm going to hold off on the people for now. It turns out that people get angry when you can't feed them. Who knew? Excuse me. There we go. There's some flour. Okay, so we've got quite a lot of copper, which means I could make copper roads, but we do want to be careful about this lightning. Lightning multiplied by number of years. So we need 20 copper still in the bank when we're done, which it looks like we'll have. Skewers and jerky not happening. Our housing looks great, and I do need to build a makeshift post. You guys almost done? You are almost done. That's wonderful. Now the thing is, with this being the edge of town, right, I can actually clear this. We never put anyone gathering these berries. Let's get on that. We need 5 packs of provisions at least, but let's go ahead and make some packs of provisions now. I do get cranky when I'm not fed too. I can't blame your people. Exactly. But hey, look at that. Food's coming in. We're making biscuits, which is a favored food for both. It's a complex food for both humans and beavers. Ooh, keep goods twice. I love keeping the goods. And we'll get +2 oil production's not great. I actually think packs of provisions, rations for the Citadel, might make sense because we're getting free grain. We can make provisions from all the berries we're going to have, and building materials should be pretty straightforward, so we're doing it. Oh, right, and now that we have food, let's go ahead and turn this in. Okay, the furnace is huge. I don't need a bakery because I've already got biscuits. I'm going to be getting a brick oven from one of my rewards, and we've got the butcher for the other half of food. So, like, bakery's out, brick oven's out. We can ignore both these. Leather worker could be good. because I don't have a good way of making fabric, but this is just fabric, whereas the furnace is copper bars and bricks, and also pie, but we don't really care about pie because, as we said earlier, we're getting a brick oven. So we're going to take this furnace, and let's see how much space we have. If I put you here, I think that works. And then let's actually, we never built this monastery. Let's build a monastery. And I'm thinking, who has the most unhoused people? Humans? Well, we've got a lot of human housing. Let's go ahead and put a beaver house. No, I think thematically, let's put a lizard house right here. And then what we're going to do is just make a whole bunch of flower beds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Woodcutter's camp has no trees nearby. Well, my friend, luckily for you, there are trees in all directions, so you can come up this way. And this no longer makes bricks. Get out. You only make fabric in here. And we only make fabric from reeds because we're going to have a ton of reeds. So if it's not reeds, get out of here. We're going to put a... Actually, can I fit another... I can fit another one in here, so let's do that first. Let's change this to humans. The reason I'm changing this to humans is because lizards will be happy working the furnace. I don't really want copper bars at the moment, but I definitely want bricks. And you know what? You can start making pie. And we want another lizard that I can stick in there too if I can find one. You don't need to be doing what you're doing. You can be here. Lovely. You're like, hey, you don't have anyone in the harvester's camp. I know. We're getting there. Woodcutter's camp is out of trees. Fantastic. We are going to move you up this way. And we're going to fire these guys. And we're going to fire these guys. Our packs of provisions are coming along nicely, so after that we're going to stop doing any. We are going to put 2 beavers in here. Oh, Forager's Camp has roots that they can be getting, so let's go ahead and do that. Is there another human somewhere I can grab? Yeah. There sure is. Love all that. Now, of course, we can also think about getting an archaeologist office. Which I'll put there. I don't know if I'm happy with that placement, but it's where I'm putting it, so we're going to call it good. Oh, wow. We are just a hair too... hostile. We need to get that down a bit. And I think it would make sense for me to turn a lot of this into copper roads. Which puts us at risk of lightning in future years. But I want to speed up the delivery time for this plantation. I feel like it's not currently long enough. Speaking of things I want to speed up, we are going to... Well, maybe not speed up so much, but we are going to build a nice, comforting wall around the back half of our city. And I think I need to clear out just a couple of trees right there, which we are... Yeah, we'll have you do. Alright, now this year I don't think we're actually going to do another glade. I do try to do about a glade per year, but we've kind of hit a wall where we need to finish developing our current area. Oh, double yields when under the effects of biscuits is tempting, but I'm going to go with the woodcutter. Oh, hey, free mushrooms if we produce grain. We're not producing grain. This doesn't matter. We're going to get the woodpecker's technique here. The idea behind the woodpecker's technique is food. Specifically, this is going to let us start making skewers, which will make the lizards happy. So we're going to set a cap of 30 skewers. Beavers and lizards are low, so let's get this. And let's see, we can free up a beaver here. Okay, so now we have a monastery. We have all the decorations we're going to need. All the aesthetics we're going to need. We definitely need a pile of comforting walls. I've only got 2 humans running around doing my building right now. But food seems to have stabilized. We've got our packs of provisions. That's great. We want to do packs of crops. And packs of building materials, of which we will use... I think we're going to use... I think we'll use planks. I think planks is probably our best bet. That'll get us these. Right, I should be doing our archaeologist thing. So, Glade event working speed increases by 10% for every 2 ancient tablets in this warehouse, or workers can carry 10 additional items for every 2 ancient tablets. Now, the benefit of carrying more would be being able to get all the berries out of this farm, but I think I want the Glade working speed, and then every hostility... Okay, this is bonus tools, but this just lowers hostility for ancient tablets. And so that is definitely my preference. Oh, we can do it with oil? Let's do it with oil. Okay. And then down here we have any villager will be prevented. So we'd lose an ancient tablet instead of losing a villager. No. No, 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 no. The buffs from ancient tablets are too good. I'd rather lose people. So we're going to go with ancient practices, which is going to double chances of production. Or at least it will. Let's go ahead and use pipes, since I'm not a fan of that. And we're going to upgrade that. There we go. That should work nicely. At some point we'll want a tool production building, but we don't need it just yet. And at some point I may want a blight post just to have the option. Oh, but not there. Definitely not there. No. We are going to not do that. We will put a blight post here. At sort of a T intersection, like so. You know, given that opening glades doesn't increase hostility, I really should be thinking about opening up these small glades too. Hi, Jorg. Normally it does increase hostility, but obviously it doesn't on this map because we've got the watchtower. The herb garden is tempting, but I don't think I need it, so we're going to ignore that. The mold supply could be good if I got a small farm. Food's pretty stable. I don't have anything I really want to sell. Like, I could sell him pigment? For what? Pipes? Jerky? Is there anything over here that we really need? Pickled goods, sure. There we go. We'll do some pickled goods. How are we looking on... Oh, huh. Looks like I used all of my copper. We're going to go ahead and open up this glade, because the watchtower means that we don't gain any hostility for doing so, so it's basically just free real estate, and of course resources. Nice wall here. And we will want a corner back in the corner, because that's what corners are for. And you know, I'm actually thinking about taking this and sticking it in the corner here, with the idea that instead we will just put out a little, I don't know, would a fence look weird here? No, I don't think so. I think a fence would look fine. Is this wasteful? Yes. Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing. Okay. What do we have? We've got some reeds, and looks like just reeds. And then, of course, we got the free reeds and the free clay for opening up another glade, which is the other reason we did that. Oh yeah, complex food is solved! Oh, I never put anyone in here to make the stuff. Let's stop making flour for a hot second. I want to use the grain that we would be using to make packs of crops instead. Okay, now we're at Hostility 3, and I don't feel like paying our Hostility 3 taxes, so we are going to start by firing 3 beavers, which we will immediately put into the monastery. And now we're at Hostility 2, which is wonderful, but I don't really want to stick at Hostility 2, so I'm going to go ahead and fire 3 beavers, which will get us down to Hostility 1. And you know, given how much we have as far as fuel goes, I think we can go deeper. So let's go ahead and fire all of our beavers and get all the way down to Hostility 0. Get our last order. Use 125 of each rain style. I don't... Okay, sure. Sure, game. We will play with your new subsystem. Let's go ahead and go up to 40 fabric. Did we set a cap on bricks? We didn't. We said just use all the pottery you feel like. And planks, we set 50. We have 0. Okay. Oh yeah, that farm looks a lot better. And actually... There we go. So we've got packs being made. I think if I leave it at Hostility 0 for a minute... Nah. So let's go ahead and rush open this glade. And then down here, we'll fill this with more beavers, which we're getting from the monastery. No. Gain 40 meat and 40 grain for each completed dangerous or forbidden glade event. That sounds fun, but I also like villager movement speed and global resolve. Let's do that. Now, looking at this, I think it's a good time for a new hearth, and I would really like to just line these up. This will just really please my sense of aesthetics. So let's go ahead and do that, though. I'm thinking maybe don't face that way. Maybe we're going to face this way and have it face this kind of main road that I have. Like so. And it occurs to me that I never built rain collectors, which I don't have the parts for. But at some point I will want. Our smallest species is lizards, so we'll take the group with the largest amount of lizards. And given that this isn't doing anything, I'm going to delete it for the parts. Okay, we don't have to make packs of crops anymore, which means we should reinstitute flour. And you should not be making packs of provisions. What are we doing? This is an inefficient place to make them. And then that should be our final pack of building materials, so we'll turn that off so they don't keep going. And I forgot to give these guys permission to get in there. Get up in there, my dudes. Get all up in there. There we go. So now we can do this, and that if I go to here, we can get rid of that. We can delete the building because we're not going to need any more packs of anything that's not provisions. And that's going to increase our ability to make cloth. Love it. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Oh, I am desperately wrong. Let's go ahead and put that back. I forgot I had another packs build order. Ooh, the ranch is really tempting. So is the smithy, though. And I've already got the ability to make... Yeah, let's get the smithy. Do I like that? I think it looks kind of jank, but you know what? This whole city looks a little jank, so I'm gonna just go with it. There we go. Jank City. Okay, so we've got escaped convicts, which will lower everyone's happiness, but we could do this to get people, or we could do it to get points. But carrying more to Glade events is pretty big. Let's go ahead and get the people. Is this a good idea? Definitely not. No, this is terrible. Don't do this. Okay, so we need 15 crops, 15 building materials. So again, no provisions, but definitely crops. We're going to say 15. You're going to make it from roots first. Actually, just roots. And building materials, we are going to continue with our planking. Let's drop a couple humans in here. Now we're going to go this way. We're going to sell these guys. Hey, you can make flour and you can make packs of provisions, which you're going to make out of berries, because we've got a ton of berries, but first herbs, then berries. And we're going to set our cap at 50. And we're going to start working on those trade routes that we need to do. Now, this does not count as a camp for welcoming villagers, by the way. Which means that this is going to have other downsides later when I have to get even more people. But, you know, That's how this goes. Let's go ahead and take these guys and put them down here, where they can start clearing out the area around our lovely new hearth, which should be staffed by a lizard. Who did I put over here? Get out. You're going to be a human? We're going to put a lizard in here, because the lizard will enjoy working with the fire. I'm going to shove this guy up against this wall. We're going to try to clear our path to that for next year. Hey, Sother, how you doing? Buddy. Let's see. I don't need money for anything. Bonus copper ore production sounds nice, as does longer clearances, especially given how late I started working on that Glade event, but I think I want the copper. And can I get 13 more without giving up anything I care about? I can. Delightful. Now, normally Sea Marrow is really good to hang on to because you can make Glade Offense go faster, but because we have this buff, we are already getting 30% Glade working speed, so I didn't feel the need to also do Sea Marrow on top of that. There should be a lizard in here. Actually, is there anything else that should be a lizard that isn't? Or that shouldn't be a lizard that is, I should say? Yeah, this can be a beaver. And both of these can be beavers too. I have so many beavers, this is silly. Okay. I mean, we did just get 5 people, and I think that's where they're all coming from. We should think about getting a mine or 2 going, so I can get more copper to deal with the, well, to deal with the lightning, for one. But also so I can keep making these copper roads. Keep in mind, copper roads is a 25% move speed increase, which will let your villagers fly around roads and deliver stuff faster, which is very nice. Alright. Now it is time for the unhosteling of the forest. So, unhosteling level 1, level 2, and I think that's actually enough. Let's rebuild this clothier. Yep, you're making jerky, that's great. Jerky and skewers. So we've got a ton of complex food. Like, I came in here being all worried about food, and it has not been an issue, like, at all. We are going to head here. Oh, because you don't have planks? Why don't you have planks? There we go. And you know, 13, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Boom. And this time, my dudes, let's rush our way right in. And we want lizards. But that is the start of year 7. And longtime viewers of the channel will know that the start of year 7 is where we pause and cut these videos in half, since they are kind of long, and also that way I can release a little bit more frequently. So, if you made it this far in the video, I'm the Dread Canary. I very much am glad that you've been here and giving me your time and attention for more than an hour. I very much appreciate it. I would also appreciate any comments, suggestions, questions. You throw them in the comments below if you're on YouTube. Also, give a like button and possibly a subscribe if you want to see more of me. I have recently looked up on YouTube Against the Storm, and my videos aren't showing up on the top page, which is weird to me. I've got 100 of them. But, you know, I think that's because the algorithm doesn't know just how good this content is. So if you think it's good, please do like and subscribe. I'm sorry, I'm harping on that. You can catch me live Monday and Thursday nights at 8:30 p.m. twitch.tv/DreadCanary. You can check out my Twitter, which is @GhostFinchMedia, for updates to my schedule. I've been kicking around the idea of possibly doing like an all-day Saturday stream at some point, which might be a bit of a marathon for me. I don't know if I have the stamina for it, but I don't know. If it's something you might show up for, maybe I'll do it sometime in the coming weeks. So, GhostFinch Media is where you would get any updates like that. Regardless, I hope you have yourself a wonderful day, and I'll be very glad if I can see you in the next one. Have a great day now.